Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Let's Play Zelda Classic. Today, we start off the 4th quest. And there's a huge difference between 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So, the 1st and 2nd quest, and of course 3rd and 4th, the big similarity between them is they all go off the original Legend of Zelda rules. So, there's no upgraded weapons or armor or any of that stuff. So you just get your standard A and B items, 8 Triforce pieces, 16 hearts, all that stuff. So one of the things you may remember from 1st to 2nd quest, they introduced walk through walls, and they didn't introduce any new enemies or anything like that. So just walk through walls was the big introduction. And of course, sequence breaking was a big thing then also. Then we move on to the 3rd quest, which was a very heavy quest on money. You had to have a lot of money, a lot of grinding in that 3rd quest. You had, I believe it was levels 6, 7, 8, 9, I think 3 and 4 had it too, where you had to feed the Goriah. And then there were multiple levels with heart container or 50 rupees. You're not going to find that in this 4th quest, or not as much. Now the 4th quest starts out harder than the 3rd quest and the 2nd quest, mainly because you can't have the white sword prior to going into level 1, the way you were in the other quests. And number 2, there are the introduction to boss keys. So that's one of the other things that this quest has that the others do not. So now the other thing you're going to notice is you cannot find a blue ring shop. There is no blue ring shop in this 4th quest. So let's go in here and just see what is in here. Well, I see bombs overpriced, and I see an arrow, which I can't use, and a magical shield. So our first priority with our money grinding is to get that magical shield. If we want to have any hope of being successful in this quest, you really need to make sure you have that magical shield as fast as possible. So we'll probably save level 1 and some scouting for the next part. This first part here, all I'm going to do is get the the letter, get the potion shop active, get my magical shield, get the arrow, that kind of stuff. Now, if you're playing this quest for the first time, you'll probably stumble into some of the levels just by exploring. Now, I have played this quest before, so I do know where everything is. But I'm sticking to my normal route, and normally I would kill these levers because they were, if you watched my 3rd quest, they were really my go-to grinding method. But with the white sword, with the wooden sword, they just take way too many shots right now. So I'll wait till I have the white sword, which will be in the next part after we take out level 1. And the reason you want to get the arrow is because when you get the bow, obviously you know that more than likely you're going to find a Goma. So let's first pick up our arrow as we continue looking for other resources, bombs, etc. Potions are the same price as they were, so that has not changed. And each level is going to have not only a map and a compass, but as I mentioned a few minutes ago, a boss key as well. So, introduction to boss keys. Like I said, each quest did a little something different. So the first quest, you know, a lot of babying around. The difficulty really did not kick up until kind of level 6, to be fair. I mean, level 5 was, you know, not necessarily hard, but, you know, as long as you had bombs and stuff like that, it wasn't that bad, and you were able to get the magical sword. Second quest, they started putting whiz robes in the level 5, the Z, and the dark nuts were in level 4, and the introduction to bubbles, red and blue bubbles, were in the second quest. Now, the third quest introduction was where you had to use other items besides your sword. Now, if you go back to my playthrough of the third quest, you'll see that a lot of times I got around that because I didn't get enough refills to sustain my losses, essentially. So I had no choice to use potions, and by using potions, I was able to get through it with deathless, but certainly not potionless. So that's really what that quest is. So that introduces that. So this quest introduces boss keys, and so we'll see how that's relevant as we go through the levels. Again, like I said, I do know where pretty much everything is at this point. I've played through this quest, I'd say 3 to 5 times now. Do my normal mapping first, and then from there continue on with playthroughs to perfect my method. Now this quest, from what my understanding is you cannot do it swordless. And I think you could try to do the third quest swordless, since for the most part you're swordless anyway, for the majority of the game. But you don't want to go through the game and then find out you can't do it. But you can beat the first and second quest swordless, because you can't get the wand until later. So if you want to depend on other items early on, you certainly could probably do it. It's just, I wouldn't recommend it. And the longer you can keep sword beams, the better off you'll be also. Now, the one thing I am looking for right now that I have not gotten yet is bombs. I've gotten a lot of refills, which is great. Getting a lot of money, but not getting a lot on bombs. But I haven't gone to the blue garage yet. And blue moblins, which are the best for that kind of stuff. So as I said, not going to touch level 1 in this part. I want to try to get as much as I can done before we go into level 1. I mean, in all reality, you could go into level 1 because, again, there's no blue ring, shop, and so, which is what most people like to get early, is the blue ring. And I'm slowly working my way towards that 130 rupees for the magical shield. And then after I do that, we will go get bombs and stuff like that, and go get the letter, present the letter to the old woman, and then probably call it a day. You do get upgraded, not weapons, but enemies in this game. Certainly not ones you can't deal with, but enemies get a whole new category in this game. So again, at the very, very beginning, it is more difficult, but as you get further into the quest, it's not anywhere near as bad as the third quest. If you can beat the third quest, you could definitely beat this one. And there's not as much money required the way there is in the other ones. So you're really able to do a lot more. Your money goes further. I mean, I guess in a weird way, I guess at the very beginning, your money is a little harder to come by because, you know, there's no quick hundreds to get, so you can get that blue ring. So, in fact, I'm going to give a little bit away. You can't get the blue ring until level 3. And what you have to go through to get it is not a fun and exciting room either. So you're going to have to be able to beat Wizrobes in order to get the blue ring. So that's the basic introduction to this this quest. Still looking for bombs from these blue Octoroks, but no such luck just yet. And we need another 30 rupees or so to in order to get the magical shield. And we already have the arrow, which right now is kind of a dead weight item because I don't have the bow. But again, your sword goes a lot further here. So right now the money seems to be coming in pretty nicely. And if you watched my LP of the third quest, you'll notice that I'm doing the same grinding route. This really concentric circle is probably your best bet as far as getting money is concerned. You don't deal with hard enemies. Most of the time you get, on average, 20 or 30 on each route. And the enemies will respawn. And they don't do a ton of damage right now. They do some, but not anywhere near as much as like a Genie would do. Oh, there's my first bomb. It's fantastic. Now we will be able to get the letter. Fantastic. So now we'll make our way to the shop over here. Blue Tektites, red Tektites, all good for money drops. Pick up my magical shield. And I want to go a different way. And I want to start getting these levers down a little bit. Leave one on this screen here. And by the way, another item you can't buy in this quest is the candle. And there's a reasoning behind that as well. Leave one enemy on that screen for right now. And any extra money I can get along the way is good also. And if I can get some more bombs, that would be good too. And yes, this heart container's not here. So for the first time in 3 quests, there's not a heart container here. And here's another shop. So if you bomb in between, you find the letter. And these screens have not changed at all. It's really nice to know that the enemies have not changed a heck of a lot. And now I can go in searching for some bombs and then call it a video. And what's really nice about these blue moblins is, you know, they don't take a ton of shots, but more times than not, they'll drop bombs for you. So that's really helpful. And then, like I said, unfortunately, there's really no way for you to have the blue ring or the white sword prior to going into level 1. So you might as well just know that going in. And this quest is very fun to play. I highly recommend it if you have not played it. It puts a really cool spin on the original first quest of The Legend of Zelda. Alright, so that's going to be it for this. Join me next time as we take out level 1 and get ourselves the white sword. I am Nitro6003. I'll see you guys all next time.